Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be talking about how to convert some units of measurement. We're going to be focusing on customary units of measure. You can see on this side, there are customary and metric. And we're going to be focusing on inches, feet, and yards today. So inches, you can think about as the size about a paper clip, okay? And we use a ruler, an inch ruler, to help us measure things in inches. We're also going to be talking about feet today. So feet is about the length of a ruler, okay? It is the length of the ruler, and it's 12 inches long. And then we're going to also be talking about yards. So yards is about the width of a door, okay? So those are the three ones that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be using a converting scale to help us with measurements today. So here you can see a converting scale for yards and feet. And about 9 feet, they're about 9 feet and 3 yards, okay? So there's about 3 feet in 1 yard, 6 feet in 2 yards, and 9 feet in 3 yards. And then here's our conversion line for feet and inches. So in about 12 inches, there's 1 foot. So earlier I said that's the size of a ruler, okay? And 24 inches, there are 2 feet. And 36 inches, 3 feet. And 48 inches, 4 feet. And it continues. So each time we increase 12 more inches, we increase a foot as well. So we're going to be using those two conversion charts to help us in converting some units of measure interactivity today. Okay, so now we're going to be using those measurement scales to help us convert some units of measure. So let's start with feet and inches. So in the first row of our chart here, it says that 1 foot equals 12 inches. If I look over here to my conversion chart, I can see that 1 foot does equal 12 inches. So let's use this to help us solve the rest. So in 2 feet, if I look over here, 2 feet equals 24 inches. All right, 24 in there. 3 feet equals 36 inches. And 5 feet equals 60 inches. The important thing to remember here is that there are 12 inches in every foot. Okay? All right, so let's go to the next one. Now we're converting yards into feet. We're going to look at this top conversion measurement tool. Okay? So the most important thing to remember is that there are 3 feet in every yard. Okay? So if I look at 2 feet or 2 yards, there are 6 feet. I just added 3 more. Okay, now let's look at 4. Well, 4 is not on this conversion chart. So, but there is 3, okay? So 4 is 1 more yard than 3 yards. And I know that there's 3 feet in a yard. So if I add 3 more to 9, that is 12. All right, same thing with 5. 5 yards is not on our conversion chart. So I want to add 3 more yards to 12. And that is 15. Okay, so let's go on to another one. This time we're going back and forth between if we are asking for feet or inches. So let's convert 7 feet into inches. So we can see that on our conversion chart, we have 84 inches and 7 feet. Okay, and in 9, we have 108. Okay, next it wants us to tell how many feet are 120 inches. Okay, so if we remember before, there are 12 inches in a foot. Okay, so 12 more than 108, which is the last on our conversion chart, would be 120 inches. Okay, so 1 more foot would be 10 feet. finally, it's asking us, how would we convert inches to feet if we had 20 feet? Okay, that is nowhere on our conversion chart here, but we do know that there's 12 feet in, or there's 12 inches in a foot. So I can take 20 times 12, and that would give me 240. Good job. Let's go to another one. All right, so now we're doing the same thing, but we're converting yards and feet again, okay? So let's look how many yards would be in 7 feet. Okay, so there are seven yards. So 7 yards is not on our conversion sheet, okay? But we know that there's 3 feet in every yard. So I can take 7 times 3, and that would equal 21 feet. Right? How about 27? Okay, 27. We know that there's 3 feet in every yard. So if I would take 27 divided by 3 this time, I would get how many yards there were. That's 9 yards. So let's go to 10 yards. Okay, how many feet would there be? We can take 10 times 3, and that would equal 30. Oh, and 20 yards. So again, there are 3 feet in a yard, so we can take 20 times 3, and that equals 60. All right, good job. So now let's talk about this. What happens when we convert a larger measure of length, such as feet, to a smaller unit, such as inches? Why? So if we're converting a smaller or a larger, you can see that there are less feet than there are in inches. Inches are smaller, so there's going to be more inches in a foot than there are in an inch. Okay? Same thing for yards. You can see that there's 3 yards in a foot. So since yards are larger, there's going to be less of them, and there's going to be more feet because they are smaller. So the second question here says, what would happen if we converted from a smaller unit of length, such as feet, to a larger unit, such as yards? Why? So again, like I said before, there's going to be less yards in a foot because they're larger. Okay? All right, let's do a story question before we wrap up. Okay, so here's my question. It says, both a hippo and a polar bear reach a length of about 3 yards. What is the combined length of the 2 animals? How many feet is that? Okay, the combined length in yards. So if I add 3 plus 3, so it says both a hippo and a polar bear reached a length of 3 yards. What is the combination of the 2 animals? So that would be 6 yards, because we're adding 3 plus 3. Okay? This is about how many feet is that? Okay, so we can use a scale here to find the number of feet. So if it's about 6 yards, we look at our conversion chart here, 6. So that's going to be about 18 feet. I want to make sure that I have my labels so I know what unit of measure we're talking about. Okay, so that's how you convert units of measure. So just remember that there are 12 inches in a foot, and there are 3 feet in a yard. That will help you with your conversions, especially when you get to larger numbers where it's not on your conversion chart anymore.